Arrived late to class, and Sir Alvin, our English teacher and advisor for Section E, gave me a copy of the lesson they had already gone through. Thankfully, they hadn't covered much material yet. My start in this class was rough, but things have been relatively quiet lately. Tick-tock-toink, scratch that. I'm not quiet at all. Is this a ghost? Someone has been throwing crumpled paper at me from across the room. It's just small, rolled up pieces of paper. When I turn around to see who's doing it, the whole class pretends to be innocent. What the heck? What did I do to you guys? The next class started and the same thing happened. Paper was scattered all around me. Calm down, Jay. They're just messing with you. I tried to focus on the lecture. Like Sir Alvin, the next teacher also gave me a copy of the previous lesson. I was busy writing when I felt something hit my hair. I touched it and felt wet. They threw a wet piece of paper at me. I didn't need to ask where the water came from. A person's mouth is the fastest and easiest way to get water, and it was slippery and a little sticky. Yuck. You. I quickly grabbed tissues and alcohol from my bag. Girl Scout to the rescue. The rest of the classes were the same. Damn it. When the teacher left, I stood up and faced the class. I glared at them all. Who's throwing stuff at me? I yelled in anger. No one answered. I was about to speak again when everyone suddenly raised their hands. They were all holding crumpled pieces of paper, the kind that's rolled up tight and about the size of an apple. They were all aiming at me. Dead. I saw Kiefer smirking. He stood up and posed like he was about to throw a baseball. My eyes widened at his expression. What have you gotten yourself into, JJ? I swallowed hard and closed my eyes as I saw him throw the paper ball at me. After it hit my face, I felt a barrage of paper balls. Erg! I screamed. It wasn't painful, but I couldn't move or fight back because there were so many. They laughed as they threw. Go on. There are more here? I know there are only about 15 of them, but it felt like more than 100 were throwing at me. Erica! What the heck? I shouted, but it didn't do anything, of course. I had no choice but to grab my bag and run out of the room. They kept throwing at me until I got out the door. I didn't stop running until I was far away from the building. They were so mean to me. I wish I hadn't answered Kiefer back. It was lunchtime, so I decided to go to the cafeteria. I went inside and joined the line. I was looking around while waiting in line when I heard a familiar voice. That was hilarious. It was Raki and her classmates. I quickly turned my back to them. Why is this line so long? Hey, Raki. I heard someone call her. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I couldn't help but listen. What's up, Nickel? Raki replied. I heard you met the transfer student. What do you think of her? Is that me? They're talking about me. She's pretty and a little noob. Should I be happy? She complimented me but also insulted me. What's that supposed to mean? Why is this line moving so slow? What do you mean? She joined our section instead of going to Section E's room. They all started laughing, including Raki's classmates. So embarrassing. That's kind of awkward. You said it. The line finally moved and I reached the cashier. I bought 2 meals, knowing I was going to need them. I also got a big bag of Piattos, Nova, and Cheapy. I ordered everything to go because I didn't want to show myself to Section C. It would be so embarrassing. I got my food and started walking toward the cafeteria door, but I stopped when I saw Aries, my cousin. His eyebrows furrowed when he saw me. I froze. I'm in trouble. Hey, Aries, over here, Raki shouted. But he didn't move and neither did I. I felt someone approaching us until... JJ? You're here. Raki greeted me. Guys, the transfer student is here. Raki put her arm around me and turned me to face the people in the cafeteria. It was too late to resist. She's... Jay? The one I was talking about? Raki introduced me. I just hung my head. I didn't know who I should be embarrassed in front of, the people here or Aries. Aries left home when he found out I was going to live with them. We haven't been close because of things I did in the past. So, JJ, how's your experience with Section E? Asked one of the guys. I think his name is Mikkel. I couldn't answer. I didn't want to tell them that Section E had been messing with me. And I didn't want Section E to think I was snitching. It's okay. They're nice to me. I answered, forcing a smile. I think that's a lie. Section E are all barbaric. They have a bad reputation inside and outside of school, Raki said. My forehead wrinkled at what I heard. Barbaric? They sound like monsters. No need to worry. Jay will fit in well in that section, Aries said. I looked at him. I didn't know what he meant by that. I knew I was going to be embarrassed here many more times. I gently removed Raki's arm from around me. Raki, I need to go, sorry. I didn't wait for their response. I left the cafeteria. I don't know, the atmosphere there was just so awkward. I was also embarrassed in front of Aries. I used to be a troublemaker at my old school. We have a broken family, so I rebelled. My grandma took me in to take care of me and hopefully give me a better life, but it didn't work out. Then my grandma had a heart attack because of a fight I got into. My aunts were angry at me, except for Tita Gemma, Aries' mother. She was the only one who made me feel like it wasn't my fault. I was so ashamed in front of my grandma that I decided to leave. Tita Gemma took me in because she didn't have any daughters. I agreed and promised my grandma and everyone else that I would fix my life. When I arrived at their house, I thought everything would be okay, but Aries got angry when he saw me. He said he would leave if I didn't. Tita didn't do anything, so Aries left and we only see each other now. It was so hard for Tita Gemma, I could feel it and she didn't need to say anything. If only Aries knew I'd changed. I reached the Section E building without realizing it. Wait, I can't go in there yet. I'm sure they'll mess with me and I won't be able to eat peacefully. I looked around. I found a table and chair that looked decent and settled down to eat. I opened the first meal I bought. I also put a napkin on my blouse. Just in case food splatters, it's better to be safe than sorry. Our uniform is a simple blouse with a black necktie and a skirt that's 2 inches above the knee. The necktie indicates what year we're in. There are white stripes. Since we're in 4th year, we have 4 stripes. I finished my first meal and was about to open the second one when someone snatched it. Fast, even faster than Flash. "This is mine now," yelled the person who took my meal. I'm sure it's one of my classmates, I couldn't do anything. My other classmates gathered around him, like hungry ghosts fighting over food. I saw Kiefer leaning against the wall. He just stared at my classmates fighting over the meal. "Share with us." "Give us some. It's mine, they're really hungry." "Didn't they eat lunch?" "You'll have to forgive them, they're just hungry." Someone said. I looked at the person who spoke. He was standing next to me now. How did he get here? He just appeared out of nowhere. He was one of the guys I talked to earlier. The one with Kiefer. He had brown hair. "I'm Felix." He introduced himself and extended his hand, but I ignored him. What, is he lucky? After they made fun of me earlier, tough luck. I just grabbed the big bag of piatos from my bag. I was about to open it when someone snatched it again. "Hey, what the heck?" I yelled. The thief was gone. My classmates, the hungry ghosts, had already devoured it. What is this? What kind of classmates are these? Vultures. They're even better at snatching food than eagles. "Don't take out any food yet," Felix said. I glared at him irritably. "What's wrong with your classmates?" "They're just hungry ghosts." He laughed at what I said. Kind of. I felt like all my food had been drained away by the anger I felt at my classmates. They just scattered their food in wrappers all over the floor. Are they just really, really hungry?